Hello. Countake here, back with another Minecraft video. Today, I'm here with another Redstone class. Today, we're going to be discussing repeaters and what the heck are these things and why the heck are they even called repeaters. Well, I can't really discuss why they're called repeaters, but they just are. Well, but let's just get right into it. So, the crafting recipe is 3 stone on the bottom, 2 torches on the side, and then you got a repeater. So that's basically how to craft it. Let's head on to the back and start showing you stuff. Okay, repeaters can be powered can receive power just in the same way as redstone can receive power. So you can give it power through lever, button, whatever, etc. Whatever I showed you on the second day. So we just covered the question, how is a repeater powered? Crap. There you go. Don't come and get me, grammar people, I'm sorry. So maybe we should get into this. What is the significance of repeaters? Or what is their use? Why are they important? Another way to put significance, and don't know why I'm destroying stuff. Okay, so what makes this repeater so different than this? Well, as I discussed last time, it can continue redstone wires, which is quite nice. But you might have noticed there was a slight delay between this one being turned on and this one being turned on. Let me help you out a bit. Let's just build a little contraption here. Some normal pistons, and they're going to be pushing up some sand blocks. What should happen is that this one gets powered first. Like so, it's gonna be powered first, then this one is gonna be powered. But it's gonna happen quite quickly, so keep your eyes on the pistons. Okay, yeah, that's quite quick. But what is happening is that this repeater gives out delay depending on the distance of the torch from the front one. It can still give out. It gives out delay. So if you do a 2-tick repeater and a 3-tick repeater and a 4-tick repeater, there's going to be obviously great differences between each one. So what you're going to see is quite a little cool thing. Is that these are going to be like a wave. Yep, there you go, a wave. So you can probably tell there's great differences between redstone, or differences in delay in redstone and each how many ticks you give a repeater. So, oh, I forgot to tell you about this. Repeaters can only be powered through the front. I mean the front, the back. I meant to say. If I take off my texture pack here, okay, if I take off my texture pack here and everything looks quite dead. So there's going to be a slight arrow pointing in this direction. That's how you can easily tell where to give power to a redstone. Yeah, it looks quite strange. And you can't power repeaters through the sides either, only through the back. And this is how and repeaters only give power to the direction they're pointing. So yeah, so it can't power this piston even though it's off to the side, unfortunately. And they can actually, that could be quite useful sometimes. Okay, back. Okay, so what other stuff does this redstone have? Does this repeater got than this redstone? So, other than delay, there is a little thing. Redstone cannot power through blocks, as you can tell. well, it can't power another redstone wire through a block. It can power a block, which can power other stuff, but it can't give a signal through a block. But notice this little thing here. So as you can tell, it can't. As you can see, it can't give a signal. It can't do that. So, but with a repeater, it's quite different. As you can see, it can actually do a little. It can give power through. And what's even better is that you can even receive power through a block. It can receive power through a block. Just like with a redstone like that, it can receive power through the block. And yes, the redstone still has to be directed towards the block in order to get power to the repeater. So what's happening? So why can't this redstone pick up this, and why can't this redstone pick up this? Well, I explained that. I explained the one where redstone can power through a block in my last time, but why can't this redstone power this? Well, it's basically can't get power. Well, why can't redstone get signal through this, or not even just even a little bit? Well, it's just that maybe the block absorbs all of the energy, or all of the redstone signal, and which is not enough to even pick for this redstone to pick up even one redstone signal. But this repeater is able to pick up a very slight as long as there is power in this enough power, just even one little power, just like barely any. Let me just build far away. As long as there is any power going into this block, it would still be able to pick up a slight energy and make it just as strong when you may give it another 15 redstone signal. That's how I believe it should be. So that's basically the significance of redstone repeaters. I don't know. It's basically the redstone repeater's most significant thing is its delay. Honestly, nothing can be more. You could still give out a delay with a torch. You can still give out a delay through a torch, which is equivalent to one repeater tick, which is like this. But is that you are now able to compact it into just one block. Well, technically two, because you have to have something powering that. But now, yeah, repeater delay and a torch have the same. One tick repeater and a torch have the same amount of delay. Okay, let me show you a couple creations that you can do with repeaters. And this one is you might know about this one. It's called a clock, where it just continues to go around and around and around. We have to give this a quick pulse, and as you can see, notice how the redstone never stops. It never stops. It just never stops going until you break the redstone, one of the repeaters or something. It would no longer be able to give out a power. That is because this is giving power through here, which then this is giving out a bit of delay to go into a redstone, and then this one gets a little more delay, and then it goes on to this, and it gets a little more delay, and it goes on to this, and it gets a little more delay, and it goes on to this. But how come you can't do this? Well, this can even be a clock itself, because what is happening? But you notice it doesn't turn off. There isn't like a little going around like that. But this can still kind of be considered a clock, since it's still going around, but it's just that it's not. You can't really. It's just a constant signal, not like one that powers every little bit. Yeah. So, the only and the same is the same thing. You can only turn it off if you turn off the if you break something. But what is happening here is that this signal is just way too quick to be able to turn off, because what's happening? This delay is always is that it gives signal, but it also gives signals to go right back into the input of this. I'm gonna call this the input of the repeater. It's quite complicated, as you can tell. Is that it just keeps going around and around, but the problem is that this delay here. But you can still do a quick clock like this, and you can tell that's a very fast clock, and you can tell it's very quick. And may this repeater stop pushing me. Yeah, it's a very quick clock. Oh, I forgot to tell you something extremely important about redstone and half slabs. Okay, redstone could go up half slabs, but they cannot go down half slabs. So, can I just build this, please? Please? So as you can see, I can do this, and it can go up. Put one up like that. So if I power this, it will be able to power that. But the thing is, if I power this, it's not able to get anywhere. It's not even able to go anywhere. It can't go down. It can only go back. It can only continue to go up, which is a very nice feature about half slabs. But sometimes it could be a little annoying. And what's even a little more significance to a half slab is that notice if I do that, this bottom is not redirected like this, which can be even cooler, which is a nice little fact. Because what if I wanted to go into this, and I also wanted to go up into this, which is a nice fact. Now let's get into something a lot more complicated. Locked repeaters. Or whatever, locked repeater. Now, this is a little more different. You might notice sometimes there are repeaters like this. In some redstone builds, they might have repeaters like this going into other repeaters. This one is going to be repeater A, and this one's going to be repeater B. Now, what happens is that if repeater B powers repeater A, you might notice that there is a bedrock-looking texture on repeater A. That is because this repeater locks this repeater, not allowing it to give out a signal. So basically, it traps it in the state it is. And not until you unpower repeater B, repeater A would only be able to. If you unpower repeater B, repeater A can do its normal functions again. So basically, even if you power this repeater B first, and let me tell you this: if you power repeater B first, then repeater A gets powered. And then you turn off repeater B, repeater A will turn on. So basically, if repeater B gets turned on before repeater A, there would be no signal. A redstone signal will not be able to go through. Let me show you that, because let me actually show you this with a little piston right there. So let's power that. As you can see, no power gets through, and not until you unpower that. Okay. So what if you do the opposite? What if repeater A gets power before repeater B? Now, it's quite cool. So if repeater A gets power before repeater B, what's cool is that if you turn this off, if you don't continue to give a redstone signal through, what's cool is that since this repeater locks it, it locks it in the state that is giving power. So pretty much the power is trapped inside, and you can still try to give out signal like that. But not until repeater B is unpowered will this actually go turn off. So that's basically how it is. So let me get a little more. So here's an example of locked repeaters. As you can see, this repeater will never be able to give out a signal through because of this. But if we give a little more delay on one side, you can tell the repeater can last even longer also. You don't need to have locked repeaters to give out a longer delay. What you could do is like have maybe a redstone, or you may not want to do a redstone, but you could do this. You could do like this. You could do like something like this, and then you can tell this lasts a lot longer than as it would if you just did a normal redstone with a repeater. So that's one way to make signals last longer. But let me explain this. So repeater A, once again, gets powered before repeater B. In the case of both of them are 1 tick, is that repeater B is always getting powered first. No matter how far this or crazy this redstone wire is, unless power goes into this, unless this repeater is getting powered, it would always get powered before repeater A. And the same thing, no matter how far and crazy away the signal is from repeater A, as long as there's a redstone going into here and here, this repeater B would always be receiving the first input, or always being received power first. I don't know why it's like that, it just is. So, and in this case, let me do that. In this case, what is happening is that this repeater A is getting power before repeater B. So with this one gives out its signal first because it has less delay than this repeater, and then it goes this redstone, then this powers this repeater, leaving it on for a little bit longer. So yeah, very, very confusing. I know it's a little advanced for maybe a little too advanced for just day 3, but you have to learn. The best way is to experiment. Honestly, you will never learn You'll never learn redstone. You will never learn how to do extremely amazing things like maybe like those. I tend to be like a door. I love doing redstone doors. If you don't know my channel, you won't be able to doing 3x3 doors anytime soon if you don't mess around with redstone. If you're just watching this, you're obviously not going to learn anything. That's why in real life school you actually get like worksheets and stuff to make sure that you actually do know the information. Okay guys, today might be a little long lesson and confusing one, but I think you will be able to understand it a bit. Next time we should be discussing something. Well, I don't know what to discuss next, but I'll discuss that. I'll just go into something. I'll find out something next to discuss next time. So, class dismissed. Thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed.